Dog refuses to give birth. Vet sees ultrasound and realizes he's made a huge mistake. Chris and Mariesa were interested in adopting a dog. They always wanted one, but they chose not to buy a dog from a breeder. They knew there were plenty of dogs in shelters who needed good homes. So they went to a shelter and they found their new companion. When they arrived, they couldn't decide which dog to adopt at first. All the dogs there were very sweet, all of them appeared to be begging for a home, but finally they laid eyes on a dog that they knew would be perfect for them, and they took it home. The dog they chose walked right over to the couple and started licking their hands. It was already pregnant with puppies, too, and that was very obvious. Her belly was swollen, and the couple didn't think that the shelter would be a good place for her to give birth to puppies. So, after talking for a minute, the couple wondered if they were making the right decision. The dog, whose name is Story, had a sad past. She once belonged to somebody who bred dogs in their backyard. When they realized that caring for Story and her pups would be difficult and expensive, they took her from the only home that she knew and they surrendered her to a dog shelter. Well, that broke Marisa's heart. She knew that it would be difficult once Story gave birth, but she couldn't just abandon her the way that her past owners did. Chris and Mariesa knew that they had to do something. Story wasn't going to be the first dog that the couple owned. They were both big fans of pit bulls, and they already had several rescued pit bulls at home already. In total, they had 10 fur babies. They proudly displayed the photo here of 8 of them. The couple loved their family, and they were excited to bring a new member home. For a while, the couple allowed their dogs to sleep in the bed with them. But when they had too many dogs, there wasn't enough room for the dogs and them, so Chris decided to make a mega bed for the dogs. It's a 14-foot-long, 7-foot-wide dog bed. There was more than enough room for all the dogs there. They even set up 3 drawers under the bed for the smaller dogs to sleep in. Chris included a staircase so that the dogs could get up and down from the bed. The dogs even had their own room. It was the perfect solution for their growing family. Mariesa believes that she and Chris were meant to be together. She says that she had ended relationships in the past because her boyfriends couldn't deal with her obsession with her dogs. They all felt threatened, so the relationships ended. Most men that came into her life couldn't understand and support her dream of filling a home with puppies. But Chris was different. He was already a dog lover, and he had a similar attitude towards dogs. He also wanted to fill his home with fur babies. They both knew that they were meant to be together. The couple both felt that pit bulls had gotten a bad rep. They understand that even though these dogs are muscular and have large heads, it doesn't mean that they are dangerous. They both knew that pit bulls were sweet, so long as they were appropriately treated. The people at the shelter told the couple that Story should have already given birth. If she didn't give birth soon, it could be very dangerous for both Story and her pups. The couple believed that Story didn't feel comfortable giving birth at the shelter, so they were going to make her a home and give her a safe and happy place to give birth. They knew that they couldn't afford to keep all of her pups, so they agreed to foster Story and her pups while the rescue found forever homes for them. When the couple got her home, she still didn't give birth. They were worried about Story, and doing some research they worried some more. If she refused to give birth much longer, she could die. When they got to the vet, an ultrasound was performed, and it shocked everybody. It was initially believed that Story was carrying 6 pups. The ultrasound proved that to be wrong. She was actually carrying 12. The vet told them to take Story home to prepare for the birth. If she didn't give birth within 48 hours, the vet wanted them to bring her back. When the couple got Story home, they set her up in a quiet room away from the other dogs. They hoped that if they kept her away from the stress and chaos that she would then give birth. And they were right. And Story gave birth to 12 healthy puppies. When Story's story got out, people were lining up to adopt her puppies. Each of the puppies had a good home by the time they were just 10 weeks old. If it weren't for this couple, things could have gone much worse for Story and her pups. And that is a happy ending to this story. Subscribe for more.